Welcome you all. Okay, in this video lecture, we will be discussing about the last parameter, that is nothing but ABCD parameters or transmission line parameters. These are also called as transmission line parameters. Okay. Okay. Fine. Again, let us consider that black box. Okay, remember that transmission line means transmitting the electrical signal from one point to another point. So let us say this is nothing but our transmission, let us say transformer, and this is our home. Okay, so let us say this is our home. So remember that current is always going to flow from this point to this point, right? So it is not going to flow in the other direction. Fine. So that's why over here, whenever we are going to write the equation, so remember that we are going to write the equations in terms of input voltage and input current. Okay, so A V2 minus BI2, this is our equation, and CV2 minus DI2 is the equation. Okay, so as usual, this is nothing but your step number 1. Okay, go for step number 2. So in order to find first two parameters, set I2 is equals to 0, right? So write the same. To find A and C, set I2 is equals to 0. Okay, so therefore V1 is equals to AV2, and therefore A is nothing but coming as V1 divided by V2. So what is this? This is nothing but your reverse voltage gain. Yes, so A is nothing but reverse voltage gain. A is a reverse voltage gain. Sorry. So this is nothing but our reverse voltage gain, right? Fine. What is C? C is nothing but I1 is equals to CV2, right? So C is nothing but I1 divided by V2, and this is nothing but what? It's admittance, no? So reverse admittance, reverse transfer admittance. C is a reverse transfer admittance, right? Okay. Now step number 3, to find B and D, set what we need to set? We need to set V2 is equals to 0, isn't it? So remember that in case of transmission line parameters, we need to set output terminals voltage and current 0. Okay, alternatively. Is that fine? Okay, fine. So V1 is equals to minus BI2. Okay, so therefore V1 divided by I2 minus V1 divided by I2 is nothing but our B. Okay, so this is nothing but reverse transfer impedance, no? Yes. So B is reverse transfer impedance. Is that fine? Okay. And lastly, what is D? It is I1 is equals to minus D I2. Therefore, minus I1 by I2 is equals to D. Yes, and D is a reverse current gain, isn't it? So it is a reverse current gain. Is that fine? Okay, so let us take simple example based on this, and then we'll conclude this lecture. Is that fine? Okay, so let us take simple example on ABCD parameters. So let us take this example. Okay, so let us take 10 ohm, 20 ohm, 30 ohm. Is that fine? So step number 1, write the equations. So V1 and I1 at the left hand side, AV2 minus BI2 is equals to CV2 minus DI2. Is that fine? Okay, now step number 2. What is step number 2? Okay, first we need to set I2 is equals to 0. So simply we need to disconnect this 30 ohm resistor, right? So to find A and C, set I2 is equals to 0, right? Okay, so let us redraw the circuit diagram. So circuit diagram will have this kind of connection only. This will be 10 ohm, then this is 20 ohm, right? And this will not be connected because this will be simply disconnected from the network, isn't it? Okay, so this will be simply disconnected from the network, right? Great. Then go for the applying KVL. Okay, so applying KVL to this circuit, therefore V1 is equals to 10 I1 plus 20 I1, therefore it is 30 I1, right? It is equals to V1, right? But what is A? A is nothing but it is a ratio of V1 to V2, right? So we have found out V1. Now let us find out V2. V2 is nothing but a drop across this 20 ohm resistor, right? So therefore, what is V2? V2 is equals to 20 I1. Am I right? So therefore, we need to take the ratio. So V2 by V1 by V2. So A is nothing but V1 divided by V2, and we know the equations for V1 is nothing but 30 I1 and V2 is nothing but 20 I1. So I1 will be getting cancelled out over here, right? So 3 by 2, it is coming as 1.5. Am I right? So as this is a gain, so it will not have any kind of unit. Is that fine? So this is our A, right? So let us find out what is B. So what is C? C is nothing but C is equals to I1 divided by V2. Okay, so from this equation, okay, so from this equation only we will be getting C. C is nothing but what? I1 divided by V2, right? So let us rearrange this equation in such a way that I will be getting this kind of factor. Okay, so V2 is equals to 20 I1, therefore I1 by V2, so 1 by 20 is equals to I1 by V2, isn't it? Okay, so this is my C, and as this is nothing but my impedance, sorry, admittance, so that's why it is coming as unity is nothing but mho. Okay, so I hope this is very easy, right? Is that fine? Great. Okay, now let us go for calculating the other two parameters, that is C and D. Is that fine? Okay, so step number 3, to find what we are going to find. We are going to find now C and D, sorry, B and D. Okay, set I2 is equals to 0, sorry, now we are going to set V2 is equals to 0, right? Okay, so we need to set, or we need to make a short circuit at output port. Okay, so let us draw the circuit diagram. Okay, recall the values of resistors. So 10, 20, 30, right? Okay, over here it is 10 ohm, this is 20 ohm, and this one is 30 ohm, right? Okay, I1, V1, though we have set V2 is equals to 0, I2 will not be 0, right? Okay, so let us simplify this circuit. Okay, so do the parallel combination and then go for finding out the or applying KVL. Okay, so let us go for simplifying this. So 20 into 30 divided by 50, how much it will be? 600 divided by 50, it is coming as 12, right? So 12 ohm, 12 ohm and this is 10 ohm. V1 I1. Okay, so applying KVL, V1 is equals to 22 I1, right? Okay, what is our, what can be our B? B is nothing but V1 by I2, right? Okay, so we need to find out a relation between I1 in such a way that I will be getting V1 term. Okay, so let us find out I1. I1 can be found out as like, so let us transfer this 22 to the left hand side. So V1 divided by 22. Okay, so that will be my I1. Okay, and let us find out I2 then. Okay, so minus I2 is nothing but, so minus I2. Okay, minus I2 is equals to I1 into opposite branch resistor is 20 ohm divided by 20 plus 30. Is that fine? Why we are doing this? Because the B term is having a terms as V1 and I2. Okay, so we must have the equation so that I can have the relation between I1, V1 and I2. Are you getting it? So for that purpose, I have rearranged this I1 in such a way that I will be getting V1 term in that, and then I can put it over here. So let us put it over here. V1 divided by 22. Okay, so I'm going to transfer that V1 to the left hand side, and then I will be getting some relation between that I2 and V1. Is that fine? Okay. So minus I2 divided by V1 is equals to 20 or 2 by 5. Let us cancel this. 20 into 22 into 5. Okay, fine. So what is our relation? B must be what? B must be V1 by I2, right? So we need to take the reciprocal of this. Okay, so let us take the reciprocal of this. Minus V1 by I2. Now keep the minus sign as it is because B is nothing but minus V1 by I2, right? So 22 into 5 divided by 2. Okay, so it will be coming as 55. Okay, because this is going to become 11, right? So 11 5s are 55. So B is coming as 55. Okay, and this is nothing but your ohms. Is that fine? Great. So third parameter we have received or obtained. Okay, so let's go for finally calculating this D. Okay, so D can be calculated from this itself. Okay, so this is nothing but our D. Okay. D is nothing but ratio of I2 by, sorry, I1 by I2, right? Minus I1 by I2. Okay, so let us take this minus I2 by I1. So simply from that equation, I have taken that I1 term to the left hand side, and this is going to become 20 by 50, right? So 0 0 is going to get cancelled out, and finally let us do the reciprocal of this because we need to have minus I1 divided by I2 is nothing but my D. Are you getting it? So this is my D. D is equals to minus I1 by I2, and therefore 5 by 2, and that is nothing but 2.5 is the value. Okay, so D is nothing but 2.5. Are you getting it? And finally we are going to write the ABCD matrix, and that is nothing but, what was the value of A? A is 1.5, C is 1 by 20. Let us calculate 1 by 20, or you can keep it as it is. Let me calculate 1 by 20. It will be coming as 0.05. Okay, A is 1.5, A is 1.5, right? B is 55. What is C? C was 0.05. Yes, and D is 2.5. Okay. So likewise, you can find out ABCD parameters for the given network. Okay, thank you. Hello my dear friends. So let us go for example number 2 of ABCD parameters. So we are studying about ABCD parameters. Okay, so let's go for the example number 2. Fine, great. So let us take one different kind of example. Okay, so this is a different kind of example, right? We have seen another type of example in a previous lecture for H parameter, right? So this is nothing but another different kind of circuit, okay, in which these two resistors are in parallel and these two resistors are in parallel, right? So ultimately we are going to uh, reduce this parallel combination and then we can go for applying the ABCD parameters. Is that fine? Okay, so let us go for the values. So let us say this is 10 ohm, 20 ohm, let us say it is 50 ohm, 40, and let us say this is 60 ohm. Is that fine? Okay, so first thing is what? We need to simplify the network. Is that fine? Okay, so first we are going to find out the parallel combination of these two resistors. Okay, and then we are going to find out the parallel combination of these two resistors. So once we are going to find out their parallel combination, then definitely this circuit will result into a T network, right? So let us go for that. So let us find out this one. Okay, so 10 into 20 divided by 10 plus 20, right? Okay, so it is nothing but 200 divided by 30. Okay, so let us calculate it. 20 by 30, it is coming as 6.66. Is that fine? And let's go for this one now. 60 into 40 divided by 60 plus 40. Sorry, 60 plus 40, right? So it is coming as 24, right? And therefore our simplified circuit diagram will have the resistors as, so this is nothing but your 6.66 ohm resistor, right? And this is nothing but 24 ohm resistor, and the shunt arm resistor will not be changing. Okay, so there is no corrections into it, so it will be as it is 50 ohm. Are you getting it? So this is nothing but our simplified circuit of, okay, of above figure, right? Okay, now let us go for applying and finding out the ABCD parameter. Okay, so this is our circuit to which we are going to apply ABCD parameter and we'll find out the values for that ABCD. Okay, so step number 1, what is our step number 1? We need to write the equations. What? Yes, so what are our which are our equations? Equations are having V1 and I1 at the left hand side and ABCD multiplied with V2 and I2 will be at the right hand side, right? So AV2 minus BI2, similarly CV2 minus DI2. Okay, so this was our equation, right? Fine. So let us make open circuit at output port so that we can find out A and C, right? So step number 2 is to find A and C, set I2 is equals to 0. Okay, so once I am going to set it to 0, then that 24 ohm resistor will not be in picture. Okay, so this will be having 6.66 ohm, then the parallel arm resistor, that is 50 ohm resistor, will be in picture. Is that fine? and this will be now disconnected from the network because no amount of current is going to flow through this 24 ohm. So that's why I2 is 0 right now. Though I2 is 0, V2 will not become 0, right? Okay, so it will not become 0 and it is nothing but a drop across this 50 ohm. Yes. Okay, now let us apply KVL. Applying KVL to the circuit. Applying KVL to circuit. Okay, so therefore V1 is equals to 6.66 plus 50 into I2 is nothing but, sorry, into I1, not I2. Okay, so this is nothing but 56.66, right? 56.66 I1 is equals to V1. Okay, but what is our A? A must be, it is a ratio of V1 to V2, right? Remember this, right? So A is nothing but the ratio of two voltages, that is input voltage to the output voltage, right? So ultimately we need to find this ratio. Okay, so ultimately we have found out right now V1. Okay, so V1 is there, we need to find out V2. What is V2 then? V2 is a drop across this 50 ohm because of I1. Are you getting it? So therefore V1 to V2 we are going to take the ratios. Therefore V1 is nothing but 56.66 I1 and V2 is nothing but 50 I1, right? So this is nothing but my V1 over here and this is nothing but my V2. I hope you got it, right? Okay, now let us find out the value. So I1 will be getting cancelled out, right? So let me calculate A. A is nothing but V1 divided by V2 is equals to, let me calculate this value, 56.66 divided by 50, it is coming as 1.13. Okay, so it is coming as 1.133. Okay, so as there is a gain of this voltages, reverse voltage gain it is, so it will not have any kind of unit. Is that fine? Great. Okay, now let us discuss how to find out C. C is nothing but, it is a ratio of I1 to V2, right? So from which equation you can get it? So from this equation V2 is equals to 50 I1. So from this equation you can easily find out what is that I1 by V2. Okay, so let us take this. Over here, let me recall this. Okay, so V2 is equals to 50 I1. Am I right? And let us take V2 to the right hand side and let us take 50 to the left hand side. So 1 by 50 is equals to I1 by V2. Is that fine? And what is this? This is nothing but my C. Okay, so let us write C now. C is coming as I1 by V2. So let us calculate 1 by 50. It will come as 0.02. Are you getting it? So C is nothing but 0.02, and remember, as this is admittance, it must have unit as mho, right? So ultimately right now we have found out two parameters A and C. Now let us go for finding out the other two parameter by setting V2 is equals to 0. Yes? Okay, so let us recall the circuit diagram again. Let us modify that. Okay, now all the resistors will be in picture. Yes, so this was nothing but your 6.66, this is of 50 ohm, right? And this is nothing but 24 ohm resistor, and we are making short at port 2, right? So that's why I have drawn it over here. Is that fine? Okay, so V1 up to this is I1, then after this is going to become minus I2 because it is in opposite direction to this particular I2, right? Okay, fine. So first reduce this parallel combination. Okay, so let us do this. 50 into 24 divided by 50 plus 24. Okay, so let me calculate that. 50 into 24 divided by 74, right? So it is coming as 16.24, 16.21 ohm. Okay, so this is nothing but our simplified circuit diagram, isn't it? 6.66 ohm, that will be in series with 16.21. Okay, now let us apply KVL. So V1 is equals to 6.66 plus 16.21 into I1. Okay, fine. So let me add it. 6.66 plus 16.21, it is coming as 22.87. Now recall, what must be your D? D must be what? It is V1 to I2, right? So for that purpose, first we need to go for current division rule. Yes, okay, so let us find out current division rule. Okay, good. So by using current division rule, we get minus I2, we are finding out. Okay, so I2 is flowing through this 24, therefore total incoming current is nothing but I1, and then it is going to get divided, right? And we are interested to find out current flowing through 24 ohm, therefore its opposite branch resistor will be 50, right? And then 24 plus 50. Yes, if I am going to take this I1 term to the left hand side, okay, so can I get some D? Yes, if I am going to take the ratio of I1 to I2, okay, fine. So if I am going to take the ratio of this and if I am going to inverse it, then I'll be getting D, isn't it? Right. So let us find it out first. So I2 by I1 is equals to 50 by 74, isn't it? And let us do the reciprocal of this. Okay, so let's do the reciprocal of it. Okay, therefore minus of I1 by I2 is equals to 74 by 50. So let us calculate this. It is coming as 1.41, 1.48. Okay, and this is nothing but D. Remember that in D equation it is having a minus sign, so don't transfer that minus sign to the right hand side. And remember this, as it is a current gain, so it will not have any kind of unit. Okay, fine, great. Now how to find out B? In order to find out B is nothing but what? It is a ratio of let us go for it. Sorry, it is nothing but ratio of which to which? V1 to I2. Okay, so we need to express I1 in a such a way that it must contain V1 term, and then I can put that V1 I1 over here and I can find out the ratio of V1 to I2. Okay, so let us do that. V1 by I2, it is the ratio. Okay, so we are interested to find out this one. Okay, good. So let us first express I1 in such a way that it will have V1 term. Okay, so V1 divided by 22.87. If I am going to put it in this equation, let us say equation number, let us mark this as equation number 2. Okay, fine, or let us mark this as equation number A, and this as B. Okay, putting I1 is equals to V1 divided by 22.87 in equation A, we get so minus I2 I1 into 50 divided by 74, right? Now put I1 term, we are going to put it as I1 like this. Okay, therefore minus I2 is equals to V1 divided by 22.87 into 50 divided by 74, right? Now transfer this V1 to the left hand side, so minus I2 divided by V1 is equals to 50 divided by 74 into 22.87. Okay, but what is our B? B is the ratio of V1 to I2. Okay, so we need to take its reciprocal. Is that fine? Great. So minus V1 to I2 is equals to 74 into 22.87 divided by 50. And now let us calculate this, and this is nothing but our B. Yes. Okay. So B is coming as minus V1 divided by I2, and now let us calculate this. 74 into 22.87 divided by 50, it is coming as 33.84. Okay, and this is nothing but impedance, so that's why it will have ohm as a sign. Okay, fine. So let us write ABCD parameter matrix. Okay, so over here we are going to write ABCD parameter matrix. Okay, so B is coming as 33.84 ohm, right? Okay, now recall all the values. D is coming as 1.48. Let me write it over here, 1.48. Let's check out other two parameters. C is 0.02 and A is 1.133. 1.133, and this is nothing but 0.02 more. Okay, fine. So these are nothing but the ABCD parameters. Okay, so once you are going to find it out, you will be getting good marks. Okay, fine. Hello my dear friends, welcome you all to the next lecture based on parameter calculation. So up till now, whatever we have seen, those are nothing but the parameter calculation of, let us say it may be a Z parameter, it may be a Y parameter, it may be H parameter or ABCD parameter. In all these calculation of the parameters, we have seen or we have worked on only resistive type of network. Okay, in that we didn't have any kind of inductor capacitors into it, right? So now let us understand how to apply or how to find out these Z parameters or these different parameters, let us say Z, Y, H or ABCD, if it consists of inductor and capacitor. Okay, so let us start Z parameter. Okay, so let us first go for calculating or finding out the Z parameters for circuit consisting of L, C and R, right? So right now we are going to understand how to apply or how to find out the Z parameters for the circuit which is consisting of inductor, capacitors and resistors, right? Okay, so let us take a very simple example again. Let us say this is 1 ohm. Let us say this is a capacitor of 1 farad. Then let us say this is nothing but a inductor of 1 henry, let us say, and let us say this is nothing but a simple resistor. Okay, so 1 ohm. Okay, now thing is that, okay, so points to remember. Okay, so we know that XC is nothing but 1 upon omega C, right? The resistance, that is nothing but this is the reactance of the capacitor. Okay, so reactance of the capacitor we used to write it as 1 upon omega C, right? So right now consider omega is 1 for the time being. Okay, for the time being you just consider that omega is nothing but 1. Okay, so can I say that XC is equals to 1 upon C? Okay, right now this is nothing but F. Okay, and we are going to write it as XC is equals to 1 upon, so let us say 1F is equals to S. Okay, so if it is C, then it is 1 by S. Okay, are you getting it? And if it is twice F, then it will be XC is equals to 1 upon twice S. Okay, so that means 2F is equals to twice S, we are going to write it. Okay, so this is nothing but 2S. Fine. If it is 3 farad, then what we are going to write it? Instead of this, it will be 1 upon 3S. Are you getting it? If it is half of S, F, half farad, then how we are going to write it? XC? XC will be 1 upon, okay, 1 upon S by 2. That means it is nothing but 2 by S. Are you getting it? That means 1 by 2 into S. Am I right? So if I'm going to put it over here in case of this C, then it will be definitely 2 will be coming to the numerator side. Okay, so this is related to the capacitor, and we know that XL is also there, so it is nothing but omega L. Okay, again omega, let us say it is nothing but 1. Okay, and now if 1 henry is there, you are going to represent as S. Okay, so XL is equals to, now it will be S. If it is 2 henry, what it will be? XL will be twice S. Are you getting it? If it is 3 henry, then XL will be what? It is 3S, right? If half henry it is, then half S, right? Then XL will be what? It will be half of ES. Okay, as it is that fine? Now why we have seen this? Because we are going to put it in the above circuit diagram. Okay, so we are going to put all this information into the above circuit diagram, and then we are going to represent this as a collective resistor, that is nothing but impedance. Remember that impedance is nothing but a collective resistance offered by the different components, right? So we have already seen that, yes, in case of Z parameter. Okay, so as it is nothing but half 1 farad, so how we are going to represent? This is nothing but 1 by S, right? Right now this is nothing but henry, so we are going to write it as S. This is as 1. Okay, so there is no problem with the resistor, only we need to consider capacitors and inductors. Okay, so in that case this circuit is going to have, this is as impedance is nothing but 1 plus 1 by S. Okay, so we are going to consider this as a impedance. Okay, and this is nothing but your impedance as nothing but, so simply these two resistors we are considering as a series combination of these two. Okay, so that's why I have written plus sign in between these two. Okay, and now this is also nothing but simply a impedance which is representing S, and this is also an impedance. So though there is a resistor, we are going to call this as a right now impedance. Are you getting it? Okay, so if I am going to do the cross multiplication, what is going to happen? S plus 1 divided by S. Are you getting it? After simplifying this, it will be represented as S plus 1 divided by S. Okay, so let us take this diagram at this position. Is that fine? So let me recall that diagram. So this is consisting of impedance, and that impedance is nothing but S plus 1 divided by S, right? This is nothing but impedance which is representing the value as S, and lastly this is nothing but 1. Okay, fine. And to this circuit now we are going to apply process of finding out the Z parameter. Sorry. Is that fine? So what is our first step to find out Z parameter? It is to write equations. So let us go for that. Step number 1. So V1 and V2 are at the left hand side, and Z multiplied with I1 and I2 will be at the right hand side. Yes, don't forget this. Okay, you just remember that Z is equals to V by I. Okay, and V are at the left hand side, and Z multiplied with, that means Z is equals to ZI is equals to V. This kind of connection is there, or this type of equation will be there. Is that fine? So you just remember this one. Okay, we have discussed this during your explanation of Z parameter, right? Okay, now let's do and let's find out the first two parameters. Fine. So what is our step number 2? Step number 2 is nothing but we are going to set I2 is equals to 0 to find out Z11 and Z21, right? So to find out Z11 and Z21, set I2 is equals to 0, right? Okay, therefore this 1 ohm resistor will not be in picture once we are going to set I2 is equals to 0, right? Because no amount of current is going to flow through this, and that's why if the current is not flowing through that particular element, so it's of no use. Simply it will be disconnected from the network, right? So let us draw the circuit diagram which will have our interested part. Okay, so S plus 1 divided by S, and this is nothing but S. So as like we used to apply KVL, we are going to apply it. Okay, so applying KVL, therefore V1 is equals to S plus 1 divided by S into I1 plus S I1, right? Okay, so let us take I1 common and rearrange the equation, right? So let me take that I1 to the left hand side, so it will be becoming divided to V1. Okay, S plus 1 plus, now let us make the denominators common. Okay, so we need to multiply and divide by S to this S, no, isn't it? So S square divided by S, right? Okay, so we have made denominator common, right? Okay, and this is nothing but my equation for Z11, right? So Z11 is nothing but V1 divided by I1. Let us rearrange this equation. S square plus S plus 1 divided by S is nothing but my Z11. Okay, and this must be having unit as ohms. Hope you understood this. Yes. Okay, what is Z21? Z21 is nothing but V2 divided by I1, right? So what is V2? V2 is nothing but a drop across this again S. Okay, so don't forget this. So we have already calculated this, no? So what is V2? V2 is nothing but drop across S because of current I1. Therefore, V2 divided by I1 is equals to S, right? And this is nothing but my Z21. Are you getting it? Yes. So this is our Z21. Is that fine? Good. Now let's go to the finding out the other two parameters. Let's take another color. So step number 3, to find Z12 and Z22, set I1 is equals to 0. Okay, so now this impedance S plus 1 divided by S will not be into the picture. Okay, so simply it will be disconnected from the network, and the only two other resistor or impedances which are there, that is nothing but 1 ohm and this one is nothing but S, will be into the picture, right? Okay, so this is nothing but I2. Over here I1 is 0, but V1 will not become 0. V1 will be drop across this particular S, right? Because of I2 now. So let us apply KVL. So V2 is equals to SI2 plus 1I2. Is that fine? So let us take common. Let me write it then. S plus 1 I2. Is that fine? So therefore V2 divided by I2, if I am going to take the I2 to the left hand side, it will be divided to V2, right? And this is nothing but forming you or giving you the value of Z22. I hope it is very easy, isn't it? Up till now we have found out the third parameter. Now let's go to find out the last one. Last one is nothing but V1 is nothing but the drop across this S. So therefore V1 is equals to S into I2. Let us transfer that I2 to the left hand side, so it will be becoming to the it is going to the denominator. Okay, fine. So therefore it is nothing but Z12 is equals to V1 by I2, and it is nothing but S. Is that fine? So remember that likewise you can apply or you can find out the Z parameter for such kind of circuit. Okay, and lastly what we need to write? We need to write the Z parameter matrix. Okay, so Z is equals to, this was consisting of S square plus S plus 1 divided by S, right? And this is nothing but S, this is nothing but S, and the last one is nothing but S plus 1. Are you getting it? Hope you understood this. Yes? Okay. Great. Now let's go to the one more type of such kind of example, and then we'll go to the next Z Y parameter. Okay. So example number 2. So this is the circuit which is given to you, and you have been asked to find out the Z parameter for this one. Let us say this is 2 ohm, let us say this is 2 Henry, let us say 1 ohm, and let us say 2 farads. Okay, 2 ohm, and let us say half farad. Is that fine? Okay, so what we need to do, we need to first replace the values. This 2 will be as it is, this 2 Henry is this, so therefore it is going to become twice S. 1 ohm as it is, this is going to become 1 upon twice s, as this is half of s, half of farad, no? So half of farad, okay, so this will be represented with half of s, and xc is nothing but 1 upon half of s is nothing but this 2 will be coming into the numerator and s will be as it is, okay. So it is nothing but 2 by s. Are you getting it? Great. So this is going to have 2 plus 2s, right? This will be 1 plus 1 by twice s. So once I am going to simplify this one, it is going to become twice s plus 1 divided by twice s, right? And this is nothing but what it will be? It will be 2 plus 2 by s, okay, and after simplification it will be twice s plus 2 divided by s, isn't it? So let me redraw the circuit diagram again, and we'll then proceed to find out the z parameter, okay. Therefore it is nothing but 2 plus 2s, this is nothing but twice s plus 1 divided by twice s, and this one is nothing but twice s plus 2 divided by s. Is it fine? Okay, now let us go for finding out the z parameter for this circuit. I hope this is not that much difficult, okay, fine. So let's go for finding out the z parameter for this one. So let us go for the step number 1. Write the equations in terms of v1 and v2, z multiplied with i1, z multiplied with i2. Similarly, now let us make i2 is equals to 0 to find out first parameter. So step number 2, I am not going to write the statement now, okay. So over here I am going to directly draw the circuit diagram, and I am going to draw only the interested circuit because this resistor will not be in picture, as we are going to make i2 is equals to 0, right? Okay, so therefore this is nothing but 2 plus 2s, we can take common 2 as well, no problem at all, okay. So you can write it as 2 into 1 plus s, it is one and same, and you can take the, okay, you can keep it as it is, right? Okay, now let us apply KVL. V1 is equals to 2 plus 2s, sorry, 2 plus 2s into i1 plus 2s plus 1 divided by 2s, it is multiplied also with the i1, okay. Now club the terms of i1, so 2 plus 2s plus 2s plus 1 divided by twice s whole multiplied with i1. Let us transfer that i1 to the left hand side, it will be coming to or going to into the denominator, right? Now let us do the common denominator to the right hand side term, okay. So we need to multiply by twice s to this bracket, isn't it? So let us multiply by twice s to this bracket, okay. So twice s into 2 plus 2s plus 2s plus 1, and it will be whole divided by twice s, okay. Now let us do this rearrangement and simplify this one. So 4s plus 4s square plus remaining 2s plus 1, it is there. So simply we have multiplied by this 2s inside this bracket and the remaining term we have written over here. Is that fine? Okay, and it is divided by 2s. Is that fine? Good. Now let us rearrange it. Okay, so 4s square. Now let us add this 4s plus 2s. It is going to become 6s plus 1 divided by twice s. Okay, and this is nothing but our z11. Are you getting it? So this is the first parameter that we have derived, right? Okay, now what is v2? V2 is nothing but drop across this particular resistor, right, multiplied by I1. So let us find out v2. V2 is equals to twice s plus 1 divided by twice s into I1, right? Let us transfer that I1 to the left hand side, and that is becoming twice s plus 1 divided by twice s, right? And that is nothing but my z21. Okay, so up till now we have found out two parameters. Okay, now let's go to the finding out the other two parameters by making open circuit at input port, right? Okay, now only these two resistors will be in picture. Okay, so let's write step number 3. Though we have made I1 is equals to 0, V1 will not become 0. Okay, V1 will be the drop across this particular resistor, right? So it is nothing but twice s plus 1 divided by twice s. And what is this? Let us recall that this is nothing but twice s plus 2 divided by s. Twice s plus 2 divided by s, right? Okay, now let us apply KVL, find out Z22 first and then go for Z21. Okay, so V2 is equals to 2s plus 2 divided by s, not sorry, so it is nothing but s plus twice s plus 1 divided by twice s. So over here only 2 is not there. Okay, so ultimately by multiplying by 2s into the numerator and denominator, I can make these two denominators common. Okay, so let us multiply by 2, multiply and divide by 2. Okay, so that we can make the common denominator, right? Okay, so sorry, this is multiplied with I1, I2. Let us take that I2 to the left hand side. Therefore now let us multiply by 2 inside this bracket. Okay, so it is going to become 4s plus 4. As it is, this is nothing but, okay, it is nothing but twice s plus twice s plus 1 divided by twice s. Okay, now as their denominators are common, I can directly write the numerator common. Okay, 4s plus 4 4s plus 4 plus 2s plus 1 divided by 2s. Okay, so 4 plus 2s, 4s plus 2s, they must be get added. Okay, so let us say this is going to become 6s plus 5, isn't it? And the denominator will be as it is 2s. So this is our Z22, isn't it? Right? And now recall V1. How to find out V1? V1 is nothing but drop across this resistor because of I2. So 2s plus 1 divided by 2s multiplied with I1 will I2, sorry, not I1. Therefore V1 divided by I2 is equals to twice s plus 1 divided by twice s, and this is our Z12. Okay, and finally you have to write that Z matrix. Okay, so let us write Z matrix. Z is nothing but, okay, first of all write this twice s plus 1 divided by twice s. This is also twice s plus 1 divided by twice s. This is nothing but 6s plus 5, not, this is not s, remember this is 5. Okay, and divided by twice s. And this one, let us go for checking out what is Z11. It is 4s square plus 6x plus 1 divided by 2s. 4s square plus 6s plus 1 divided by 2s is nothing but the Z11. Okay, yes, fine. So this is nothing but Z parameter. So likewise we can calculate Z parameter for the circuit which is consisting of inductor, capacitor and resistor. Okay, fine, thank you.